I see Tiffany and Marcy and
Savannah.
G
Hi,
and
Pete.
Peter.
Hi, Grant.
I see
Peter.
Grant and it's
Jennifer,
Mitch.
Casey,
Word up.
Pete. How you doing, brother? Just saw you in the hallways.
Marisol, what's going
Hi,
on?
Marisol.
Hi, guys. Hi, Justin.
Connecting to audio with some girl who is
What's up, KO?
there. Go over the names.
Joelle. I
Hi,
see you.
hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Lua 9. Hi,
Chuck
Chuck.
Zamzo.
Hi, Emily
Chuck,
Beth.
Chuck, Chuck.
Jennifer's iPhone. Vic, Jerez.
Zamzow's
doing,
in
brother?
the house.
Go over the names,
Kelsey.
please.
Jennifer.
Brittany.
Kate.
Savannah. Grant. Fernando. Galaxy.
Casey.
Hey, Justin. How you doing, brother? Good to
Russ.
see you tonight, man. KC, good to see you. Emily
Chad and
Beth.
Amy.
That's it? That's all you're going to do?
Najisto. Najist. What is that? What is that right there? Go to the next page.
Julian.
Yeah. N-I-J.
KO.
S-T.
Savannah. Grant.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
G.
I don't wanna get it wrong.
Charlie.
I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get beat up tonight.
We just call him 18.
18. Morgan, how you
18.
doing?
And then-
There you go. Hi, Morgan.
I think his name is Just 18. Just 18. There
Teresa
we go. Got it.
Peterson,
I got
Savannah,
it.
Katie.
Just 18.
Yeah.
Matt.
Who's
I
got the
see you,
funny
Charlie. I
glasses
see
on?
that thumbs up. Yeah.
Where's Charlie?
Charlie.
G.
Charlie. eh?
Brittany D in
Oh.
Arizona.
I remember Joelle.
Brittany's in her car.
Joe B.
Joe. Joe, are you at home, dude?
Matt
Joe.
M.
Oh.
Joe's at home.
Joe's at home. He's on.
He's not dancing tonight.
Joe's at home. What?
Joe's gonna be going to sleep. It's at 9 o'clock. Remember, guys.
Yeah,
Joe,
East Coast.
any of these guys.
Hey, we're going to
Julian,
see
all
Joe
these
on the
guys.
20th.
Yep.
20th of this month. We're going for pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna meet Joe out in
baby.
NYC.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we are. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Who's coming to the NYC with us?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys are anywhere within a couple hours, just roll up.
Yeah, roll in.
We'll be there the 20th, 21st, and we're leaving bright and early on the 22nd.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have a suitcase full of shirts and just 2 pairs of
Underwear?
pants. Well, for sure, underwear. But I'm going to take Hopeaholic shirts and 2 pairs of pants. I'm just going to give Hopeaholic shirts away when at the Times Square.
Are you?
So show up. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to bring some shirts in my
Good
carry
idea.
on. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm going to do
Drop
that.
top and
I
make
like
a
it.
miniskirt out of
Yeah.
the bottom.
Miniskirt?
Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, you just gave me an idea.
Give her an idea.
Flip
She
it over.
crazy.
But then I would have all of our
She
faces
crazy.
on my ass.
Oh, yeah. She crazy. We like crazy. Hey, it's 6:05.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
let's
get
get into it.
rolling.
Let's get going.
Guys, thank you for showing up every
Yeah.
Tuesday night to the Recover Out Loud meeting. Again, Recover Out Loud is a movement, not a program.
No, it's not.
It is not a program. We continue to, do the things that we normally do on a daily basis to stay sober.
Yeah.
This is like the icing on the cake.
Cherry
But
on
when
top.
I say it's the icing on the cake, I want you guys to know it's the corner piece of the icing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
that good
Oh,
that
yeah.
good slice of cake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's that good slice of cake.
Yeah.
Anyways, again, guys, we really are, all about the movement, the Recover Out Loud movement. We are all about the fentanyl crisis. That is our number 1 mission, and our number 2 mission is breaking the stigma between addiction and mental health because,
Staying
it helps available, man.
Yeah.
And the only shame is staying the same. And just a friendly reminder that the Hopeaholics podcast started because I lost my son-in-law on 9/11 of 2022, and we just spread his ashes last Saturday.
In the ocean.
In the ocean,
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean, and it was a somber day, and we're just going to continue fighting this fight.
Bro.
I know for a fact that Justin would have gladly given up his life. To save all the lives that are being saved through this podcast.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It
That's nice to know.
is nice.
It's nice to know that that's the guy that would jump on that grenade when it was thrown in the room.
He would have done that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a good memory.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's a good
absolutely.
memory, man.
All right, guys. We have an amazing guest tonight. Just one more quick announcement. This is recorded live and live streamed on the internet. So if you don't want your camera on,
Turn it off.
turn it off. It's okay.
And
Until
then-
we dance at the end. I mean, we don't force you to put it on at the end, but like that's our thing. We like everybody to turn on their cameras.
It's goofy.
And we all dance. That's how
goofy.
we.
Love it.
That's how we end
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah, make it
happy.
a little bit more fun and
We ended
different.
happy. We ended happy.
And just as a reminder, as soon as we open it up after our amazing guest shares, you guys have 3 minutes. Joelle is thebomb.com and always has the timer. After your 3 minutes, you get like a 15, 30-second kind of wrap it up.
Grace
Grace
period.
period. And then you will get muted by our lovely Emily. Not because we don't love you, but it's just because there's a lot of people and they want to share and we want to make sure we get to them.
Plus, Emily, let's be honest, she's got a dark side and she likes to hang up on people.
That's true. So don't take
she
it.
kind
She,
of-
so don't-
Emily does.
So she
have
kind of
that
enjoys
little
it a little bit.
She does like so. Go over.
Yeah.
And
No,
you know,
don't.
she'll mute
Don't,
you.
because
and
then all of a sudden
makes her
It's
feel.
funny. Yes, go
You're going to
over.
have a resentment towards the alcoholics. But without further ado,
Yeah.
get into it.
Without further ado, man,
Yeah.
Kimberly
Kimberly.
Yeah. Welcome.
is in the house.
Thank you so much for having me. It is absolutely an honor to be in this room, and I'm going to get choked up already. I don't know why. This is a big deal for me to be able to be here and be able to reach this many people because of the struggles that we have gone through. I mean, me as I. It's like my sobriety. I am sober. My sobriety date is 5/24/2020. I have a sponsor. My sponsor knows she's my sponsor, and I have sponsees, people that I take through the book. I don't look at it as a sponsor-sponsee relationship. It is two alcoholics sitting across the table from one another, working the steps together, and that's how we do it. For me, like, what got me into this seat, and what I mean by my seat is sitting in the rooms of AA, 12-step program, whichever you want to work with. I'm getting nervous and I'm shutting myself up right now.
Yeah, take a deep breath. You're
Yeah,
doing
we're
great.
here with you, man.
Yeah.
This is-
You know us.
You are us.
Bro,
we are
this is your
you.
malfunction.
Everyone
It's not
sitting
like-
in
I,
this is
I
you
have
too.
chased you down
You
before.
have. It's not like we're strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we
All
go
right.
way back.
Yeah, let's go.
So my journey of don't you know if you had my life you'd be fucked up too started at the age of 5. I learned fight or flight at a very, very early age when my mom decided to go and marry the person that became the monster in my life. And when she came back from that weekend, she kept trying to get me to put my ponytail down. I'm like, no, I was 5 years old. This is how I learned to solve my problems of I'm going to show you. And she pulled the ponytail out of my hair and my hair was gone. Problem solved. When she left, my hair was down to my waist. When she came home, my ponytail was gone. Can't wrap your hand up in my ponytail and throw me up against the wall anymore if there's no ponytail to throw me up with. And I am one girl of 5 boys. So I don't hold back. I never have. The louder I am, because if I'm loud enough, then I can be heard, because otherwise it's shut up. You're that little piece of dust in front of the broom that doesn't have an opinion, doesn't have feelings, and you better stop it and just go away. That's kind of where a lot of the family dynamics came through. And that fight or flight turned into something. It shifted when I was in 5th grade. That's when the uglies really started kicking in. And I started recognizing that if I pushed the monster away by pretending to wake up because I didn't want to embarrass him, because that's what my little tiny brain was. I was 9 years old. I didn't know different. But what I started to see that if I pushed him away, the next morning I go and my little brother, one of my little brothers, he was 7 years old, 8 years old, getting thrown up on top of the washer and dryer, getting smacked across the face, busted nose. Another time I did it, my mom's got an elbow down middle of her spine. She's dropping to her knees. So from 5th grade on, I felt it was my responsibility to keep my family safe. And the only way I knew how to do that was let him do whatever he wanted to me. And that went on until I was 16. And I'm a big girl. I've never been small. And I know how to throw a good punch. And he came at me, and I looked him straight square in the face, and I just went, clocked him. He fell flat on his back. Did not get up. And that's when I knew anger, that driving force behind the anger and me putting my hands on someone is not a good idea, because I will end up in prison for sure, as the only person I ever put my hands on. And recognizing that, so I dove into sports. That was my outlet. My first time I got drunk, I was 16. It wasn't a vision for you. It wasn't by aha moment, I would love this. No, it was the worst day of my life. My so-called friends brought me to the Christmas party, and I'm sitting at the table, and for those of us who are over 50, cold duck is not a nice drink. And my cup just kept getting full and full and full, and it never got empty. And then someone, the manager of the business, asked me to dance. I stood up and immediately turned around and puked all over him. Well, my friends threw me in the car, took me to the house where I was supposed to be spending the night, so Mom couldn't know I was drinking, threw me in the alley in the bushes because I was too messed up to go in the house. And then when they got done with the party, they went back to the party, and when they came back 2:30 in the morning, they threw me in the car and took me home to my mom's house and ding-dong ditched and threw me on the front porch. That's the kind of friends I had. They didn't watch my back. I was always out for myself because if I didn't protect me, nobody else would. So there's that fight or flight enhanced on overdrive. And I dove into sports pretty hard. That was like, I wasn't the best athlete, but I was the biggest at heart. And it was like when I played volleyball, I played all the sports. And when I played volleyball, I got the most inspirational award 2 years in a row. I was damn proud of that. I didn't want the MVP. I tried harder than everybody else, and I was proud of that, and I owned it. And, jump through all that. I got the DUIs, the icky lickies, all that stuff, and then going through the phases of the different substances. It was like the alcohol. Then it was crack cocaine with my brother when the carpet crawling kicks in. And then somewhere in there, I got pregnant. And I didn't know how to stop doing what I was doing because I didn't know I was pregnant. Today, that child is a full-grown adult. She's a mother, and I have a grandson, and she is the one that brought me into the rooms of recovery. She's not one of us, but she has never let me down and never turned her back on me. And for many reasons, she should have. But I have a unicorn of a child, and I love every part of her and her honesty, and she's just like me. And when it comes to being honest and real, which is pretty cool. So then, I did the DUIs, did that little tour through that 3-bus tour, after I turned myself in because I didn't want to spend $10,000 to pay for my DUI, because back then you could just turn yourself in. I did. I turned myself in on my birthday, thinking that my business wouldn't know what I was doing, and all I prayed for was that I got let out before my 12 days of mandatory turn-in, and I got let in before the weekend was up, so that was a good thing because I got to go to work on Monday. And there was just like those, just experience after experience, and then after I had my daughter, I was still living in my mom's house with that monster, because when I went to my mom, she didn't believe me. And today I understand that's her brokenness, her not understanding that how could that be happening in her house when she was there? How could that be possible? And so I lived my life drinking at her, using at her, and don't you know you're the reason why I behave this way. And so when I was going through the up all night for 3 weeks phase, that was not a pretty vision for me. Met the guy who turned into the let's not work and we can make more money slinging dope. So that's what we did. And I was still carrying my daughter around with me at that time. She was 5 years old. And I got to a place where all of this 225 pounds weighed 112. That's exactly half of me. Not pretty, but I thought I looked good. Mind you, I looked like I was walking around with frickin' measles. And that scary, lanky person, very angry, realized that I was not the best place for my daughter to be living because of the environment that we were in. And I took her to my mom's house where that monster lived. But for some reason, through all of me not being able to be protected, my daughter was protected when she got to that house, because for some reason at this point, my mom had a shift in knowing something was off. And she hyper protected my daughter. I monthly showed up and beat the crap out of him. I dragged him out of the house and I beat the crap out of him. The cops never even did anything to me. They just let me have at it. I'm like, okay, they knew what I was doing because I had a really good friend on the police force that let me go at it. And that's why when I say anger, that driving force of me and my anger and knowing that if I put my hands on somebody, they're getting hurt. I was like, but I had no guilt in beating on him, which I know is wrong. But that's what I did to keep my daughter safe. Let's jump out of that baloney. But like, I didn't get into these rooms until I was 54, which is kind of old to get started getting sober. I did a lot of damage in a lot of years. And coming into these rooms, it was after I did a geographic. I did all of those things where it's like, and when I was on my little up all night for 3 weeks benders, I actually I didn't kill myself intentionally, but I had created a septic ulcer within my tendon in my hand. I spent 13 days in the hospital. It was all due to my direct result of me picking because of my drug addiction. I would put myself in the bathtub with a pair of tweezers and pick myself crazy. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know why I'm sharing that. Hello, land. Thanks for getting me honest. Because that's what we do around here. Because I've learned that sharing my honesty and my truth, knowing that because it's that shift in perspective. And I'm going to say it exactly how I feel it. I've got those twisted fucking gifts. I don't know if I can say that, but I did. And all of that stuff that I went through that happened to me has been that source of experience and knowledge that I was able to use that at a very young age to teach my daughter the difference between good touch, bad touch. I could not hug my daughter until she was a full-grown woman because you don't touch your kids. I didn't know the difference. But nobody put their hands on my daughter because she knew how to tell and run and scream. And when my 12-year-old cousin tried to touch her, she screamed, she ran, and she came and got me. Nobody ever put their hands on her. There's my twisted gift. And it took me a long time to get to that shift in perspective of, don't you know if you had my life, you'd be fucked up too. But today, because I had that life, I survived and I got through that. I was able to protect my daughter in ways that I didn't even know I was protecting her. It was that driving force of the higher power walking with me that I didn't understand. And when I came into the rooms, that higher power was a demon to me because where were they protecting me when I was getting all those uglies? And it took a long time for me to get to a place of recognizing that in the rooms, it's a spiritual principle. It's a spiritual practice. It's a connection to the power greater than me. Whatever label I put on that, I know there is a power that guides me and keeps me safe. And I do not do this alone. I do not keep myself sober. Absolutely not. I did that geographic. I went to Tennessee, and then I decided I was going to become a construction worker because my field of cardiology was too far away for me to go work at Vanderbilt Hospital and drive all those snowy I-24. Is it I-24? Yeah. I-24.
I don't know. Tennessee.
I-24 to get to Nashville. And so I started building homes from the ground up. I was out there driving the lulls, setting the trusses. I had a full reinventation of myself. And that was an ugly relationship, but that wasn't the point. The point was I reinvented myself. I got there, and when I finally finished that relationship for the last time, I came back to California, and I decided I did not want to go back indoors. I still wanted to work outside and do construction. And at 50, I was 52 when I came back to California. I'm like, who's going to hire a 52-year-old woman in construction? And they have no idea what my background is. My experience was in Tennessee. And I had a friend that gave me a chance, and I was doing demos and remodels. I was swinging that 16-pound sledgehammer every day, busting up those 1950s bathrooms with the 3-inch chicken wire concrete and all that stuff. So my anger had somewhere to go. But because I was that weekend binge drinker. Because don't you know, I'm a meth addict. I'm not an alcoholic. So I could drink. Ha ha ha. But when COVID kicked in and the world shut down on March 13th, by March 30th, I got laid off and I had nowhere to put all that anger. So my mouth was getting very abusive to my family. Very abusive. And I was either going into the drunk with my thoughts of, I'm going to use that me being drunk as the excuse that I can be an asshole now. And then I'll say, well, I don't remember that the next day. But the more and more I did that, the more and more I was like, oh my gosh, I am getting so far out of control. One time my brother, who's not an addict, tried to lock me out of the house. And I took my damn legs and I took that 1920s door jamb and I put the whole entire door inside the house with the frame. That's where my anger will take me and my strength. And that's why I can't. But it's like today, knowing that I have a connection and faith in a power greater than myself, I can understand what used to baffle me. Let go and let God. That's what my head used to tell me, just like that in this little stupid voice. Let go and let God. I didn't understand that because I was still angry at that being. And today I know it's not about just turning my hands over and not doing the work. It's turning my hands over and releasing my power and turning it over to the will of my higher power to protect me in ways that I could not do it for myself. And I never would have figured that out if I didn't have working a program. I'm always asking people their perspectives because I want more than one opinion. And it's not about me looking for different answers, but it's looking for different perspectives because I don't want to live by just one answer because this is a three-dimensional world. And I want to go and get my little experiences in the fourth dimension. I want to jump on that rocket ship and take a ride, and get into that space of, I can't explain it, but I feel really amazing. And I do this shit sober. I didn't get sober to get strapped to the chair and four walls. I got sober to live life on life's terms, and I do a lot of living. In sobriety, I have learned how to surf.
Wow.
I can't stand up yet, but I'm working on it. I don't sit still. I give back. I live in all three sides of the triangle: recovery, unity, and service. And surrounding that is the healing of mind, body, and spirit. And if I don't have all six of those components, starting with the main part of the triangle, if they don't hold each other up, they're going to fucking fall down. And I got nothing. And, I can believe in myself today. I can trust myself today. When I walked in these rooms and my daughter was over at the house when I had been drinking midday, which was not my normal thing. And she was over there getting help with my brother. And I didn't like the way my brother was talking to her because she was getting some unemployment papers filled. And I turned and I went off on him. That me going off on my brother, my daughter turned and went to me, and it turned into an intervention on me with my daughter. And she says, Mom, you've been drinking. I've never been dishonest with her in the sense that I never told her what I was doing, but I didn't lie to her if she asked. And I said, yeah, I've had one drink. But my one drink was that gigantic tumbler with those heavy double shot mini solo cups. 3 of them. So that's like 6 shots and a tiny bit of coffee because I was making my iced coffee morning drink. So people didn't know what I was doing, but who was I kidding? Everybody knew what I was doing. My mom to this day tells me she has PTSD every time she hears the ice maker go off because she never knows what she's going to get out of me after that. And I'm like, okay, I can understand that. But and when my daughter looked at me and I told her that, she's like, Mom, when are you going to do something about your drinking? And I looked at her and I said, I feel unimportant. I don't matter. And everyone would be better off if I just disappeared. And me disappearing was me being terrified of what I would do the next time I got drunk. And I could not make my feelings disappear. I couldn't get drunk enough. I couldn't get high enough. I couldn't get any enough to make everything disappear. And I would clench my fist until I beat the sides of my head until I knocked myself out. And I used to do that quite often. And I'd wake up with significant hematomas on the sides of my head. So that was pretty terrifying when I was telling this to my daughter. And she looked at me, she's like, she had no words. Her eyes just welled up, and she's looking me dead in the face. And I'm like, she's like, well, I got to go. Okay. So she went home. She called her sister-in-law, and she said, she calls me back. She's like, Mom, I didn't know how to keep this to myself. I had to talk to somebody about it. I'm like, okay. She's like, I have a phone number for you to call. And they said they'll help you. I'm like, I don't have insurance. I don't have any money. She's like, it doesn't matter. They said they'll help you and we'll figure it out. And so I trusted that phone number that I was getting from her, and I took her suggestion and I made that phone call. And it was Memorial Day weekend of 2020. And of course I'm not going in on a Friday because it's Memorial Day weekend. I got to get my drunk on. And I did that weekend by myself. I didn't even go out and party with the party. I just stayed home and partied with myself and took a hike to the beach and just got my drunk on. But come Monday morning, when I told my daughter I would go with her, be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, I did. I went with her. She drove me there. And first we went and did our Target run so I could have all of my sealed containers of not more than 3 ounces and unopened containers. And I'd never been in treatment before, so I didn't know what I was getting into. I was terrified. And then when I'm sitting there in the intake room and the owner of the program's sitting in the corner, and he looks up at me and goes, Kimberly. I'm like, yeah. He goes, can I give you a piece of advice? I'm like, sure. Because I'm looking at all these people that are half my age. How are they going to tell me how to be sober? How are they going to tell me how to do life? And he goes, if you want to get anything out of this program, dig deep and get honest. And for some reason, I trusted him. I've never trusted anyone in my whole entire life. When I was doing Bill's story, and there was a line in Bill's story about the unhealthy living situations and whatnots. And that one sentence I wrote for 3 pages chronologically documenting every place I'd ever lived since I was 5 years old, and not one of them had a happy situation. That's pretty sad. And it was hard for me to get through that, and I had to keep pausing. And then my sponsor and I started, how are you going to bring your higher power to get you through that moment of digging deep enough to get through those experiences and putting them on paper and letting them go? And I started really learning how to meditate, but that took a lot of work for me. It didn't happen overnight. It's like my 3rd day in treatment, I was in group processing, and my body physically tried to strangle me breathless. I turned blue because of the internal physical reaction that my muscles had towards my processing of letting things out that had been sitting in my gut since I was 5 years old. And at this time I was 54, so there was a lot of gut dumping. And I turned blue. They calmed me down and got me evaluated, and all I could think in my head was, I'm going to get COVID and die because they're taking me to the hospital. But that wasn't what happened. I just got evaluated, and then they did their little evaluation and sent me back to the treatment center, and I continued to do the work. But the more I let it out, the more I repeated, and in treatment it was like a safe space. So I figured, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to take full advantage of that safe space, and I am going to unload every possible memory that I can, because I need to know how to deal with those reactions, how to manage my physical self so that I could get through that. And today, it's like that higher power speaking to me through other people. That higher power just speaking to me, and I'm throwing it out of my mouth into the universe, and half the time I don't even know what I've said. I just know that in order to keep my state of mind knowing that I survived for a reason, And I'm not going to slap that reason in the face. I'm going to take that reason and I'm going to do something with it. You know, I'm going to give that experience strength and hope and hopefully inspire somebody. I don't have such a horrible story that isn't bigger and worse than any. It's not that. It's about that relatability of being terrored, being in a state of terror, whatever the circumstances. It's like I would say, you know, somebody's paper cut could be that traumatic to them. It doesn't matter what the occasion is. It's how it affects you individually. And for me, it's about there is a way out of those feelings where all I want to do is break things and beat people up. And I'm not going to beat people up because I don't want to kill somebody. So I break things and I end up breaking myself instead. You know, I'm breaking things. I don't do that anymore. I've learned how to take that pause moment and really do the pause and think about. I don't do it perfectly all the time. Believe me, my mouth goes off and I let people know what I have to think sometimes. But it's mostly in my family household. Where am I at with time? That's it? Mm-hmm. All right, then.
You could wrap it. You could
That's
finish
okay.
it.
I am sober today. I recover way out loud. And the stuff that I do in my life, it's like, come on, join me. You know, I go out and I volunteer with many different nonprofits because it's not about doing something to get a pat on the back. It's about getting out there and sharing and helping someone else. I go do different surf events and waves of Camp Soberfest, baby.
Oh, wow. Cool.
That's my jam.
Really?
Last year I came home with 3 broken ribs.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I'm competitive.
So you're gonna be at Camp Soberfest?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Isn't it coming up?
August 22nd through the 25th.
Wow.
The final sign-up date is August 14th, and it's almost sold out.
Wow. That's cool.
Breezy.
Yeah, good
That's
for
right,
Breezy.
Breezy.
Yeah, Breezy's our friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for her.
Good for Breezy.
Yeah, made something come true, packing it out. Yeah,
That's I love stories like that, man. She just had like a thing, you know. She just had this little dream, and
man, it's cool.
you know. And
Yeah.
now I like the spot better too. Now it's at the lake this year.
Yeah.
And I get to hold space there and do a walk and talk, which is like a group
wow.
processing, which
Nice.
is something that I've gotten certified with ocean healing therapy
Wow.
in recovery.
Very cool.
So I'm getting to do
Yeah.
things to help other people.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You know,
That's your purpose.
that is my purpose, and
Yeah.
I hear it.
Yeah.
I finally hear my purpose.
That's your why,
That is my why and
you know?
I'm going to do it, and I don't need to know. I know that what I'm doing is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
For
Beautiful.
you.
Well, thank
Amazing.
you so much for coming in and being vulnerable and getting out of your comfort zone.
You did
It
great.
is something that you know, we all like to do. We don't all like to do it, but we do it often. The Hopeaholics, we get out of our comfort zone
A lot.
a lot and do things that are totally not us.
Yeah.
And there's so much growth in that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love, because even just you coming in here and doing this, there's growth in that. And there's so many amazing comments that will let you scroll through as people are talking. But now let's open it up for sharing. I don't see a hand up yet.
I mean, I'll tell you something. I related. I mean, not to everything. Obviously, I'm a guy, but I didn't go through a lot. But I was beat. I mean, I don't really consider it beat. I mean, was I hit with a strap? Yeah, with a belt. Yeah, with a stick. Yeah, with a spoon. Yeah, with a metal rod.
Oh, God, I
yeah.
love those wooden spoons on the
Wooden,
kneecap.
oh, wooden spoon. Fucking
I think
A.
it's, but that's, look at your.
I was beat on a daily basis. Well, let's not say daily basis, but that's how my mom handles stuff, and she admits it today. She would have been put in jail had she been.
Yeah,
I mean, she admits it.
But so would my
And
parents.
she says,
But,
"Look at you now, though, bro. Look at you now. Look at you now."
but I think there's a big difference in like and also perspective.
Yeah.
Like you were getting beat because you were probably acting up.
100%.
there's different scenarios
Yeah.
in different households. So it's
Oh,
like
I
a little
get it.
bit, you know what
Right,
I'm
I
saying?
understand.
Like my parents put the smackdown on me and my
Yeah.
brothers as well.
Was it
But-
the Friday night SmackDown or was it
But
was it the Monday
pretty
Night
good,
Raw?
Chad. That's pretty good. Wow.
You guys get that one?
Wow, that's pretty good.
Friday night
Well done,
SmackDown.
well done,
Monday Night
sir.
Raw.
Well done, sir.
Oh wait,
Alright.
shit! I didn't turn this off yet. The Instagram people are not allowed to see this part of the meeting. So
But I do
goodbye,
like what you said.
Instagram.
Perspective is very, very
That's-
important, especially because it does change
Yep.
your view on a lot of things, especially things that have happened at your earlier ages. as well.
Chuck Zemzo, sorry, celebrated 16 years.
Yes, Chuck.
We knew that last week.
Sweet
So it doesn't
16,
matter. You know
baby.
what? I'm reading the comments and I
Alright,
get
alright,
excited.
alright,
I know.
alright.
Don't- Chuck, see, Shane's always trying to rain on the parade.
I mean, it's like what?
I'm that dark cloud that follows everyone around to make sure they're doing well.
When I
He's
turned
that dark cloud. He's like that hemorrhoid on your
Yes.
ass.
that you no longer
That-
have because you had an operation 3 weeks ago. Yeah, baby. Who's smiling now? I am.
Let's see who's gonna share. We got I think does Emmy from New York have her hand up?
How about
I feel
Sarah?
like Emmy
Who's Sarah?
has her hand up. Marisol, yeah,
Sarah left
her
a
hand
comment
up.
in the chat.
Marisol's shaking her head. Yeah, she's ready to share. I see Brittany D from Arizona. She's thinking
Where's
about
Sarah?
sharing right now. What?
Where's Sarah? She left a nice comment in the chat. I see it, and I don't feel like
There's
we've
a
heard
guy
from
named
her.
Shane Jonathan Coyle on the thing right now. What the heck?
That's what's
There he is. Oh, there he is. Shane Jonathan Coyle.
Who's Coach Kristen?
Huh? Coach Kristen's
Oh,
in
Coach
the house.
Kristen.
I don't know. I saw that hand up. for
We're
a
just
minute.
messing with the people that have their hand up right now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah. There's actually 4 people with their hands up.
See,
I'm trying.
Chuck,
I'm
I
trying
know,
to get. I'm
Shane.
trying to get a couple of
This means
people.
that he loves you.
It's a couple different people to share tonight. Like maybe Rachel's ready to share again. We've got for sure Emmy will share and Brittany. Ashley Osborne. Do you think?
Where I don't see Sarah on here. I see her in the comments. Sarah, where are you?
All right, let's go. We're gonna go ahead and let Hey Mitchie share.
Where is?
You get 2.4 minutes. Mitch.
2.4.
Yep.
What's up, guys? Recovering grateful addict, drugs and alcohol. Hey, always love the meetings. Thank you for your share. I definitely forgot your name. I'm sorry, but yes, thank
Kimberly.
you for Kimberly. All right. Yes. Thank you. That was awesome for me as well. Yeah. I was a big sports addict. I always loved being competitive and doing sports. That was the main thing that stuck out to me. But during high school and after, I just got into the wrong crowds trying to be cool, but started with smoking and then drinking and partying and doing all the stuff, we shouldn't do, but we got into it, so always grateful to be here. I'm 3 years and 1 month now sober from all of that, and a little bit more than 3 years and a month from the last time I had alcohol. So I'm always grateful for that as well. This alcohol is really kind of nasty every time I think about it or be around it. That was always my favorite, but when I didn't have weed, that was what I went to, 4 Locos every day when I didn't have weed, and or if I didn't have any meth for 2 months, that was my addiction during the end of my route. And yeah, it's been pretty crazy, and that's what leads me to step 12, if you remember it. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to others and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. So step work is amazing. I did my program last year, did 12 steps. Still, it's never really an endless battle, but it's always good to refer back to it. And the other verse that refers to, because all the steps are from the Bible, and the spiritual of the sovereign Lord is upon me and all of us, for the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted and to proclaim that captives will be released and prisoners will be freed. Ooh, that's good. Isaiah 61:1. That's that good step 12 spiritual awakening right there. And with that, yeah, I know it's been a blessing, and I'm glad to still be here. And, all thanks to God and all thanks to you guys for keeping the movement. I try to recover out loud as much as possible and do what we got to do, one moment at a time, one day at a time, and just making acting out or going back to it is not an option. So
Hallelujah.
Thanks, Mitch.
Amen,
love you
brother.
guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
Coach
check this out
Kristen.
though, you guys. Wait, before we let Coach Kristen in, do you guys see the rabbit right there? The rabbit.
Is that
in-
Donna?
Yeah.
TCL.
Yes!
Donna.
Donna!
Don-
It is
Donna's
DC.
in the house.
Donna's in the house.
DC
Queen DC.
is
Clapping,
in
clapping.
the house.
Hell yeah. She's clapping.
Just so you guys
Dude,
know,
Donna, teach me your ways because
the-
I want to hop in my next Zoom meeting like that.
the mouse or what is it? Is it
It's
rabbit?
a rabbit.
The rabbit
good
is
at
my wife, you guys.
good
The
at the-
rabbit.
That is rad.
Babe, put your camera on for a minute.
Don't
Let
do that to her.
Let all of the Zoomers.
She's trying to be low key.
Yeah.
I get
Alright.
it. DC up in the house. She's trying to just, chill.
I knew it was her
That's
as
rad.
soon as I saw
That
the
is so
rabbit.
cool.
I
I
was
feel like
that
she's in
has to be
space.
my wife.
Yeah, I would have
What
never
is
known.
Leave me alone.
Donna, we love you.
Don't knock on you. You get
She doesn't show up often, guys, so this is, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Coach Kristen, what's going on?
Yes, Coach Kristen. Mitch, back up. You can't do the
Oh,
you
did it
can't do the
work? Did
rabbit.
it work?
Look
Okay.
at Mitch.
What's poppin'? I appreciated your share today. It was hella dope. I will just say, like, when you're talking about like anger and stuff, like that was me to a T. Like everything that like you're just talking about, it's crazy. I was like reflecting on like how I was and then how I am. And man, like I was the angriest person ever. Like you would never guess. Like I would cuss you out in a second. Like I would let me take out my earrings and step outside, right? Like that was me to a T. But now like I am so happy. Like I love myself. Like I never thought I'd ever say that in my whole entire life. And I will say I'm coming up on a year on September 1st.
Yeah.
Yes.
France.
Amazing.
Thanks. Man, I just like I'm so thankful, and you like sharing that made me like realize a lot about that, and also like encouraging your passions and dreams. Like it's nice to see that I like obviously I'm not alone, but like really like we're not alone in all of this, because like I also am like almost a year like I have been able to write more music because I write a lot of music. I play like keys and I sing and stuff. And I'm actually in school for a physical therapy assistant right now. Hence my cute little Air Force shirt. Hey. Not really cute, but hey. But it's like super exciting because like, yeah, I have a test tomorrow morning. I'm hella like really stressed out about it. But it's like, I don't even have to drink over it. Like I don't have to use nothing. I don't got to do nothing because like I'm confident in who I am. Like I've changed so much that I don't want to go back to like the anger, the frustration, the hating myself and all that stuff, just because like that was no life to live, And now like loving myself, finding like my God and like being sober is like the best thing that I could have ever asked for in this life. And like all the stuff that you've been sharing too, like it helped me reflect a lot on that. So I just want to say thanks. And yeah, thanks for letting me share, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach Kristen. Good luck on your test tomorrow. And 1 year is major.
Yeah.
So it's coming up. Joe?
Well, I guess Joe's not working tonight.
Nope.
No, Joe took the night off to do some service for a newcomer.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love him, and I hope I could help him. But takes time. Joe, alcoholic addict.
Hi, Joe.
Nice to see everybody. Little Kim, the queen bee, great qualification.
I like it.
Thank
Little
you.
Kim.
Oh,
Little Kim,
Yeah,
Queen, Queen Bee. Queen Bee.
Thank
the
Yeah.
artist.
my daughter's friends
Yeah.
call me Kimbo.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
a hip-
oh,
hip-hop
okay. That's
artist
another
from
good one.
Brooklyn.
That's another one. That's a good one. Kimbo Slice.
Stop.
Kimbo Slice is good too.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. What did I identify with? I got hit as a child. I wouldn't say I got beat. I was real fresh. I was real bad. I come from Italian parents. That's what they knew, you know. However, it created trauma that I learned, resentments, and luckily the step work shifted my perspective. That's one of the pillars of this is shift your perspective, you know. This is not a program of drinking, it's a program of thinking. It's, you know, I had to learn how to handle things because I said this last week, I'm always the problem. No matter what anyone says or does, it's how I choose to interpret it, how I choose to look at it, how I choose to either let it bother me or dismiss it or address it. You know, I'll give you an example. I was at work and me and this guy got into an argument. And let's be real, it was heated, face to face. Hands were about to be thrown. And they didn't because we're at work and we'll lose our job. But when I left, I was all up here. And I called my sponsor and he explained to me, I told him I was right. And he said, bro, maybe he thought he was right. You know what I'm saying? So when he told me that, I said, yeah, maybe he did, you know? And maybe I'm not always right. Once again, I'm the problem. Whether I think I'm right, the majority of the time I do that is because it's all based on emotion. It's not really the right way to think. And the beautiful thing about this program, especially the step work, is because I shifted my perspective and I learned to pick up the phone and call my sponsor or anyone in my network. And I don't trust a lot of people, so I really just call my sponsor. As opposed to what would have happened in the past, I would have copped instead of coped. You know, I learned how to cope instead of cop. That's a miracle in itself. And because my thinking changed, and it didn't matter the substance, drugs, alcohol, sex, food, whatever. It didn't matter. It was always the reason why. Why did I need something? Why? Why did I have to become this guy and escape my feelings? And once I learned, I even understood my feelings. Once I learned about them, they say don't leave until the miracle happens. The miracle happens every single day.
Yeah.
The stuff I deal with used to send me over the edge. Now it's a blip on the radar. So my time is up. Thank you for your qualification. And I want to hear what everyone else got.
Joe,
Thanks,
we'll see
Joe.
you soon.
Yeah.
Joe just made me think about that. About
Hey, we land at 5 o'clock. You need to pick us up or what?
my Joe made me think about my character defect.
Yeah, me
We
too.
were at the river. I'm trying to get the boat
I
on,
knew it.
and some
Screamed at-
dude
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yelled at my son,
Yeah.
and I lost my shit.
Yeah, you did. I remember the story.
Anyways, Joe, thanks for making
Yeah.
me realize that
You're always the problem?
I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Always.
Me too. Damn it. AK.
For sure, that guy thought he was right.
Oh
Gary.
yeah, of course.
All right. I
Good
was
evening, Hopeaholics. My name is Arjamond. I go by AK. I'm from 3A. Kimberly, your story, as Joe had said, it's extremely relatable. I think to a lot of people that have issues with addiction. I know that I came on here, and first I just want to reach out to Chad. I want to tell you that my prayers are with your son-in-law. I don't want another parent to lose their child or their stepson or their father or their mother or a friend. So I am terrified right now because I just said my real name. And I am showing my face because for me, recovering out loud isn't John Doe, right? Like it's Arjamond. There aren't that many. And I hope to stick around long enough to be able to be a good son, a good father, and God willingly, a good husband one day. Today is day 2 off of a taper. I was assaulted last year, and I've been on a lot of medications since my assault. And I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary. Hi, my name is Arjmand. I'm a person who carries a diagnosis of alcohol use disorder. And right now I am on opiates, benzos, nicotine, stimulants, and THC. And in 28 days, I hope to be off of everything. And that's all I got to say. Chad, I hope you could forgive me for coming on here with a little bit of arrogance. But I think that being an addict, it goes hand in hand, right? So I usually end with the joke. I can't think of one because this is recorded, and that's all I got. I pray that this message reaches more than just a few people. God bless.
Thank you, AK.
Can I comment on that one?
Of course.
Thank you for that, Shade. The amazing miracle that I get to experience today is my daughter and I get to heal together and break the cycle. We are not passing on our experienced trauma to the next generation. And she actually a few months ago sat and had a very vivid memory that she shared with me of when she was 5 years old. And I was locked up in the bedroom for 2 days doing my business with the dude. And she's sitting out in the living room, scared, alone, and hungry. And she tells me after letting me know that that's one of her memories. And she goes, but Mom, today, because I know what I know that was how you survived. That's what you had to do to keep yourself alive. And to hear that come from my daughter, it was very healing for her understanding and compassion for me. And we get to do this together. I don't do this alone. So it's pretty amazing to be able to do this with my daughter. And that healing process of not passing it on to the next generation.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Rachel Vaughn.
But I just want to go, AK, I feel your pain, bro. We heard it in your voice. And just please stay with 3A. We'll see you next Tuesday, man. And thank you so much for trusting us and showing up, bro. And we're here for you, brother. Thank you. Hey, Rachel. Rachel.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Yeah, I was not planning on sharing tonight, but a couple things stood out to me. Rachel, grateful recovering addict, alcoholic. First of all, Kimberly, really good share. The thing that stood out to me the first time I went to rehab, when I went to my counselor's office to get scheduled to leave, she said, filling out the assessment, okay, well, when was the last time that you drank? And I'm like, I don't know. I've been here about 30 minutes. So, and her eyes got great big. I'm like, well, I'm going to rehab, right? Like, why would I quit now? If I could quit, then I wouldn't need to go to rehab. So, yeah, it's been about 30 minutes. And you talked about God, or some people have been talking about God talking through others. So, I've had some really dark times here lately. I've had some life issues come up and I haven't dealt with them real good. You talked about the rage and anger. I can't remember how many times I broke my hand drunk, punching walls, punching doors, punching refrigerators. And I've been sober now for 6 years. And this most recent life issue that I had, that rage came right back out. On top of the life issue, I have another dog that's hurt. I was just on back in June after I had to put my mom's dog down. So that one's weighing heavy. And I just got the results back from stress test that I had for my heart because my diabetic doctor was concerned about some symptoms that I had back in May during a test, by the way, that I was taking. Thought I might have been having a heart attack, but the stress test shows that I have a blockage. And so they're going to do a CAT scan. They said with my history, I mean, they really thought my heart looked good. And Joe Pip, I've been saying since this life issue happened this past week, I've got to find my part in it. And I couldn't remember where I heard that I was always the problem. It was you a couple of meetings ago. So I appreciate that. It's made getting through this a little bit easier. I didn't break anything. I threw a couple of things, but I didn't break anything. And I've tried to look through the issue and find out what my part is so I can fix me, because that's the only part that I can control. So I'm so grateful, Chad, Shane, Natalie, that you guys have this meeting and that I found it. And one of the things that I've been struggling with, I've been isolating because I want to be angry, but I'm just so hurt. So thank you for this meeting. Without it, I don't know where I'd be today, but thankfully I'm still heroin, cocaine, meth, alcohol free, almost 2 years cigarettes free, September 3rd. So thank you guys. And thank you for your share, Kim.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you for sharing tonight, Rachel, even though you said you weren't going to. I'm glad that you did.
Thank you so much.
Definitely much
Katie?
needed.
No, it's
No,
Chuck.
Oh, that's
Chuck.
right. I forgot.
Chuck.
I didn't see him.
Jeez, Shane. You keep
Hey, Chuck.
dogging-
How you doing, buddy?
Chuck, he keeps dogging you, bro. Jeez.
If I didn't
I'm
dog
used
him,
to
I
it.
wouldn't love him.
Exactly. Somebody's got to bust my balls once in a
Yeah.
while.
Damn right.
My name's Chuck. I'm an alcoholic. I'm grateful I woke
Chuck.
up today instead of coming too. And I love that share, Kimberly. A couple things stuck out. I wasn't going to share tonight either. Actually, I was going to sit back, shut up, and smile, and listen today. God speaks to me through other people.
Yeah.
That phrase stuck out to me a lot because my buddy Big Bob says it all the time. And when he says it, it perks my ears up. And it rings true. I'm supposed to hear something when I'm in the rooms. That's when God's talking to me, even when I don't want to hear it. And I like being around the construction workers. I grew up around construction when I was a young kid, when I lived in New Hampshire. And I always was around tradespeople for a long time growing up. And especially, being a mechanic too, I there's some type of kinsmanship, I guess. I put it that way. We all like to joke around, get stuff done. And most of them were into the drugs and alcohol, from what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And especially me, when I was out running and gunning, that's all I ever knew how to do. But, it's been, when I celebrated my anniversary the other day, it's been truly surreal and pretty grateful too. Grateful I met a lot of people this year, especially you guys, 3A and a couple other groups I've been following. And it's opened the doors a little bit more for me to explore. And that's where I can get to learn some more wisdom, some more, and meet new people. Working with others, talks about that in the Blue Book. Talked about Bill's story. I like that part too. I just got asked to speak at a speaker meeting here in a couple months, and I'm actually pretty excited too, because I haven't spoken probably 5 years about my story. So I figured let's see if I can record it and maybe play it, do something with it. But I don't share my story a whole lot because I've never asked. But my life's an open book, so I'm going to share it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got today.
Awesome, amazing.
You're the man, Chuck. We appreciate you big time.
We want to get Chuck down here for the
Yeah, we do.
podcast.
Yeah, we do.
We've been waiting on that. When you coming to Cali, Chuck?
Chuck, is Chuck?
He's like,
He's in Chicago,
he's all,
right?
I don't know.
Chicago. Chuck's in
It
Chicago.
is, right?
I don't know.
Chuck, are you in Chicago? I don't know why I think that.
I'm actually an hour and a half southwest of Chicago. I live right on the I-80 corridor, right in the middle of the state of Illinois,
Oh, okay.
LaSalle, Peru, Illinois. I live by a state park.
Oh, okay.
So when she talked about I-24, I've been down that many times to read
okay.
the mountain. So I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Nice.
So one of these days I'll get out there. I've been planning on it. I just haven't asked yet.
There you go. It'll happen in due time.
I got a panel for you to speak on too.
There you go. See, once you come
I
down
mean,
here, you're
dude,
put
you'll
to
be
work, Chuck.
yeah, straight to work, Chuck. This ain't vacation.
Yeah.
Katie.
Hi, everybody. This is Katie. I'm a recovering addict.
Hi, Katie.
I just want to thank you guys for everything you do. This is really like a huge movement, and super proud of you guys and super happy for you. I want to thank the speaker for sharing. I also can identify with your story. I was also touched inappropriately as a child, and I also began getting high very young. You're probably smoking cigarettes probably around 9. I'm 46 now. I've been using since the last time I was on this meeting. It just so happened that I couldn't get anything tonight, and I just saw you guys on Instagram. I was like, let me jump on. And it's just like, you know, I'm just waiting for like my moment, you know, like I struggle with bipolar disorder, and my issue is my drug of choice at this moment is cocaine, and I use it to shift my mood, and it doesn't even do anything that great. It just makes me a little more animate as opposed to like blah. And I'm just, you know, I've tried over 24 different medications, but what I haven't done, and what my doctor always you know, tends to drive home, is that I don't stay sober. And when he means sober, he means alcohol, he means weed, and he thinks it affects my meds. There was like a 5-month period in the last 6 years since I was diagnosed that I didn't use, and didn't really change anything for me. But I want a better life. I want to change. I want to not be dependent. Like I socially, like I can't be anywhere without it. And I guess I'm just having a hard time. I managed to get myself a sponsor who's like, okay, that she doesn't hear from me like every second. So I reached out to her tonight. I guess we never know or when that moment's going to be. I did have 12 years at one point. I didn't have much experience with coke back then. And I went out on alcohol. Alcohol was my yet. And that was a disaster. You know, lots of blackouts, things of that nature, hospitalizations. But I spent all my money on drugs. I have nothing, you know. I'll be lucky if my boyfriend throws me $20 every couple of days. And I'm just not being responsible in the relationship, not contributing. So that's it, really. I just want to thank you guys for being here. And I heard your stories, and I really feel proud for you guys. And, you know, hopefully I could start counting some clean time. Today is day 1.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
Keep coming back.
Yep,
That's
keep
right.
coming back.
And you're in the right place. So thank you for sharing.
Chuck Zamzow would say, yet you're eligible too. Is that what you would say, Chuck? It's also nuts.
I mean, Katie was saying, when's her now? I mean, why can't your now be now?
Now.
Right
now.
Like right fucking now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why not
I mean,
just
she
make
raised
that
her
thing?
hand for a reason.
And I'll tell you something else. I mean, I could throw a lot of stuff in their diet. Change your diet. Let's start fucking exercising. Exercising is one of the biggest things for depression.
Yeah,
there's also a
that
drug
is true.
called Vraylar, Vrayler. I've heard of that. Really good.
He's heard of it because he's on it.
You know what I mean?
I mean, but
There's
we laugh,
ways.
but it's
There's ways to get around it.
I mean,
Life
God,
is-
if you guys knew Shane like 8 years
4,
ago,
5, 6, 7 years ago, yeah. I
7
was
years ago, he was a
fucked up.
manic freak all the
Manic
time.
freak. You know what I'm
Oof.
saying? Bipolar, depressed, you name it, I had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I scratched a lot. Who's this guy that's next?
We know this guy.
Who's
That's
this
Wes. That's Big Wes.
Yeah, baby.
Close us out, Wes.
Close us
Yeah.
out,
There
Wes.
you go.
Hey guys, sorry I didn't hop on until maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys let me share. Big shout out to God. So for the girl that just shared, that currently used since she's been at her last meeting. Thank you for your honesty and and being open with everyone here and all that, and being honest with yourself. Sometimes it takes a lot more courage to be honest with yourself than it does with other things in life. And just be aware of it. You know, um, Cocaine is also one drug that I think, never mentioned on here. But what got me into recovery is I went into a men's discipleship, a men's Christian discipleship program for cocaine here in Washington. It's called Set Free, and they have a lot of those throughout the U.S. They're called Set Free, and I lasted 2 months in my very first attempt at recovery there. I went to that recovery. I want to say twice. I went there once for cocaine, and then I went there uh, later that year for heroin. And the for heroin, I couldn't stick it out, for heroin, because the what do you call it? The withdrawals are so intense. I would never wish doing heroin on or any opiates on anyone. Uh, I see. Doing the wave. I see you, buddy. Okay, am I over?
No. He's
just dancing over here.
I was like, my bad.
Now you got 39 seconds.
Yeah, bro. Let's go.
I thought I was losing it.
You got 39
okay,
seconds.
cool.
Go.
But I couldn't deal with the withdrawals, so I went right back to it.
Damn.
And less than a year later, I was still on heroin, and God humbled me. Most definitely, God paralyzed me to get me off of heroin, because I became paralyzed from the neck down from shooting heroin. And I'm very grateful to God. I was in the ICU, on a ventilator for 3.5 weeks. I was in the hospital at Harborview for 2.5 months. And 6 weeks after I got paralyzed, God restored the use of my arms, which I'm grateful for, and the use of my lungs. And even though both my hands themselves are still paralyzed, God grants me the ability, and continues to grant me the ability, to use the first two knuckles that I use to operate and control my entire iPad, as well as voice to text. And I've been sober from alcohol for almost 21 months now. And I drank maybe a couple times a year, but I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of God, for humbling me the way He did.
Hit it.
And He used all of that to draw me closer to Him, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I became paralyzed, so that He could use me. He truly uses our triumphs, or He turns our trials and turns them into triumphs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is what I was trying to
Thank
say.
you, Wes.
Absolutely, Wes.
Katie, I just want to say something, Katie. I'm in your life. If you call the toll-free number on the Hopeaholics, I will answer the phone. If you send a text message, chat will answer. Chat will answer. Chat. Hey, chat. Yeah, we're not on chat. The Chad will answer.
Chad.
So,
yeah.
Chad will answer. So you call.
Who's that guy with Ian right there?
We want to be in your life. We want to help you through
I see two people with Ian, and I see somebody with Ian right now.
Ian who?
Ian.
Oh, yeah.
Faulkner.
Recovery Road.
Huh?
Is that Recovery Road?
No, that's Restoration Recovery.
Recovery.
Which is an announcement. All the three.
So,
amigos
anyways,
will
my
be
name
there.
is actually Chad,
Chad.
Katie. So if you text, I will
That's our
answer the
little-
text.
We
Yes.
just call ourselves Three Amigos.
And the three amigos will be at Restoration Recovery. Actually, the Hopeaholics. We just call ourselves the Three Amigos.
You guys picked the name.
Hey.
I
Huh.
believe it was Chuck. Actually, I think
Yeah.
that.
We need to have you
Made
come
it happen.
speak at our Three Amigos meeting.
The
Oh,
Three
there's like
Amigos.
there's actually a Three Amigos.
That's why I
meeting.
looked at you funny.
How dare I need to
Wow.
go out there and
Oh, wow.
mark
Let's
it.
do it.
No, we'll be at Restoration Recovery tomorrow night at
Mission Hills
6:30
Church.
at
Yep.
Mission Hills Church in Mission
Be there,
Viejo.
be square.
So if you guys are
Yep.
local in Orange County, come. It'll be a cool little meeting because we're
Very
doing
cool.
it panel style in person. So I'm excited about it. And there's also a catered meal at 5 p.m. So
Oh, they're asking. These people are asking for what's the number for. So the phone number is just a Hopeaholic. So if you call, I answer the phone, and if you send a message, Chad will respond to the message. It's like a hotline. We're here for you day and night. If you want to call, talk to us. We'll do our best to be in your life and help you through whatever you're going through.
And he
Yeah.
does answer the phone.
No, Chad's.
Facts.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
Shane.
all the time.
Shane answers the
the
phone.
phone.
Damn rights I do.
All right. So
Let's dance out.
with
Yeah.
that, everybody turn on your cameras.
Yeah, Courtney,
Thank you again,
Victoria,
Kimberly, for your
Evan,
lead. It was
Jennifer.
absolutely
Come on.
amazing.
Come on.
First and foremost, thank you guys again for hanging out
Yeah, man.
and not leaving 5 minutes before the miracle happened.
Totally.
There's 38 people tonight that's still on
Yeah.
that have not left before the miracle happens. And the miracle is we all get to dance out.
Let's do it.
Everybody's camera on, camera on. Let's roll. Let's roll.
I was going to get up and start dancing.
Oh yeah.
God,
God,
God.
grant me
me
the
serenity
serenity
To
to
accept the things I cannot change,
the
courage to see
change the things I can, and the
wisdom
wisdom
to
to
know
know
the
the
difference.
Thanks, guys.
Amen.
Amazing. Thank you,
See you
Kimberly.
next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Are
Oh my gosh.
we off? Yeah. I